Topic, I said I want to discuss that disease often described by medical experts in the field of clinical sciences and clinical physiology as a silent thief of the eyesight. I'll be telling you the reason why it is described as a silent thief so that you know the reason that it is not every sickness that is being described as a silent thief. There is reason why medical experts, medical doctors describe this disease as a silent thief. And now, what disease am I talking about here? I'm talking about glaucoma. Yes, the eyes have different diseases, okay? We have different diseases. We have cataract, we have all the astigmatism, we have myopia, hypermetropia, and others, okay? But this particular one is the one that I want to talk about because it happens to be a leading cause of loss of vision among people who are 60 and above. Imagine that, a leading cause of blindness. So that is the reason why I chose to talk about it. So, like I said, it is glaucoma. And now, what is glaucoma? Glaucoma is a disease that damages the optic nerve in the eyes. The disease that damages the optic nerve in the eyes. And what is optic nerve? Optic nerve is a bundle of nerve fibers, okay? The bundle of nerve fibers that carry visual information, impulses, you can call it messages, visual messages from the retina of the eyes to the brain for processing and interpretation. So you looking at me right now, okay, message is being carried from your retina through this optic nerve to the brain for processing and what? Interpretation. That is what an optic nerve is. All right? So what did I say? I said glaucoma is a disease that damages the optic what? Nerve. That connection, that nerve that connects your brain to your eyes, when it becomes damaged, it could be as a result of what? Glaucoma. Now, glaucoma mostly occur when there is a buildup of fluid, okay, in the front part of the eyes. When there is a buildup of fluid in the front part of the eyes, that extra fluid increases the pressure, okay, in the eyes, which in turn damages the optic nerve. Note, the disease, like I said, is a leading cause of blindness among that age bracket I just mentioned. Now, let us examine the causes. Let's talk about the causes, the root causes of this glaucoma. Now, normally, your eyes, my eyes, constantly produce fluid we refer to as aqueous humor. When you go to your biology, you look at the diagram of a human eye, you will see the labeling and you will see aqueous humor among the fluids that the eye produces. Now, as new aqueous humor flows into the eyes, what happens? Okay, the equal amounts should be the same as the one that drains out. Okay, the fluid that flows into the eye should be equal to the one that drains out. Okay, in order to maintain what kind of equilibrium, okay, a balance. All right, now the whole process is to stabilize the intraocular pressure. So the one that goes in should be equal to the one that comes in. So the whole process is just to stabilize the intraocular what? Pressure in the eyes. All right? But look at where the problem starts now. Anything that makes the drainage angle, and this thing passes through a small area in the eye called drainage what? Angle. Yes, I failed to mention about it. Yes, it passes through an area of an eye called drainage angle. So anything that makes the drainage angle not to work properly, okay, not to work properly, it will now result in the buildup of fluid. That fluid that's supposed to drain out will now begin to accumulate in the eyes. So when it begins to do that, what happens? The pressure in the eyes will rise. The pressure will be rise, okay, and then causes what? Damage to the optic nerve. What we call ocular hypertension will result. Ocular what? Hypertension. The pressure in the eyes will rise because of the retention or accumulation of this fluid due to the malfunctioning of the what? Ocular of the drainage angle. I hope you see where I'm coming to now. All right. There are millions of tiny nerve fibers in the optic nerve. All right. So which means the optic nerve has millions of tiny nerve fibers, which are synonymous to electric cable wires. That is how the nerves are. Remember in one of my previous videos, I told that the nerves are like wires, electric wires. Okay, the way God wired the body from the head to the toe, the nerves are like electric wire and they are interconnected. All right. So the optic nerve we are talking about has millions of nerve fibers. All right. Okay, which are synonymous to electric cables. Now, as these fibers begin to buy one after the other, as they begin to apply one after the other due to this malfunctioning of the drainage angle, there will be kind of development of blind spots. So blind spots will what? Developed until majority of the optic nerve fibers have died. Okay, have died. Okay, anything that now makes all the fibers to go to the other side of the world, let me use that word, okay, you try to understand, then blindness will be the outcome. So all the nerve fibers I just mentioned, all those millions of nerve fibers contained in the optic nerve, if they begin to die one after the other, it will not get to a point where